Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Network, and who else thought the 3DS was the stupidest gimmick? I didn't really think it was going to work, and then I actually got a chance to test out the 3DS before it released, and I was honestly a true believer at that point. Look, I didn't use the function a lot, but I would test it on pretty much every game, and it was kind of fun. So let's get your Street Pass ready. Man, I missed that function. The Switch 2 should have had it. This is every 3DS Spirit Battle explained. The Mallow Spirit is represented by Jigglypuff. Mallow comes from the 3DS title Pushmo, where Mallow must push blocks around to save children trapped in the structure. This cute little game got dark fast. Who trapped these kids? What's the lore behind it? Anyways, Mallow is a small, round sumo wrestler, so Jigglypuff works well. Jigglypuff will favor grabs and throws, a nod to moving around blocks, and will gain 7 final smashes as Jigglypuff's final smash, Puff Up, can push your opponent off the stage. Battle out on Paper Mario stage as the background of Pushmo feels Paper Mario-y. Welcome Center, a track from Pushmo plays. The Sakura Samurai Spirit is represented by a villager. Sakura Samurai hails from the 3DS game Sakura Samurai, Art of the Sword, and the villager will start the battle with a killing edge. You battle it out on Suzuku Castle to represent the setting of the game, and how the bosses take place in castle-like arenas. The villager will also get increased jump power, which is odd, as from everything I looked through for the game, you're pretty well grounded. Boss 1 from Sakura Samurai appropriately plays. The Nikki Spirit is represented by a Mii Brawler, a Mii Swordsman, and a Mii Gunner, all wearing default green clothing to look like Nikki. Nikki comes from the 3DS game Swap Note, a game where you could send messages to friends or to people with Street Pass. I wonder how many people got inappropriate messages. Probably a lot. Anyways, you battled out on PictoChat 2, a nod to both Swap Note and PictoChat being message-swapping, note-taking games and apps on Nintendo consoles. As you can expect, the Nikki Assist Trophy will also spawn to cause you more trouble. The Mii Plaza music plays, and now the Swap Note being able to use Street Pass abilities. The Dylan Spirit is represented by Sonic. Dylan comes from the Dylan games like Rolling Western. Sonic is a perfect choice, as both Sonic and Dylan will roll into a ball to attack enemies. Along with that, Sonic's special moves are buffed. You battle it out in Midgard to act like the post-apocalyptic setting of Dead Heat Beat. I would have used Gerudo Valley for more of a desert-like feel or Mushroomy Kingdom, but hey, it works. And of course, the Dylan Assist Trophy will spawn as Frontier Battles Play, a track from Dylan's Dead Heat Beat. The Russ Spirit is represented by Fox. Russ is Dylan's sidekick in his game, acting as his eyes in the sky from his little helibike. Russ is a squirrel, but Fox is a good choice to represent him. Fox will start the battle with a rocket belt attached to be the helibike. You battle it out on Gerudo Valley. Hey, look at that, I was right that Gerudo Valley was a good choice. As Dylan's Rolling Western, The Last Ranger plays. The Plague Knight Spirit is represented by Dr. Mario. Plague Knight comes from the Shovel Knight series and is one of the bosses Shovel Knight must vanquish in his journey. Dr. Mario was chosen as Plague Knight's name, and appearance is taken from Plague Doctors. You battled out on the Nova Pokemon League, meant to represent Plague Knight's home stage of the Explodatorium, a dark alchemy lab where Shovel Knight faces off with him. Side note, Explodatorium might be one of the greatest names for a stage ever. The Babam item will commonly spawn, items will gravitate towards Dr. Mario, he will focus on grabbing them, and his fire and explosion attacks are buffed, all nods to Plague Knight using explosive potions as his main means of attacking. Flash in the Dark, Dr. Wily Stage 1 plays, a nod to the inspiration the creators of Shovel Knight took of the 8-bit era of Mega Man games, where this track comes from. The King Knight Spirit is represented by King K. Rool. You battle it out on Mushroom Kingdom U, in particular the Slide Tower portion, meaning to represent Prime Moor Keep, King Knight's stage from Shovel Knight. K. Rool will start the battle with a Star Rod to act as King Scepter. K. Rool will also damage you when he hits you, a nod to King Knight's dash attack. Flash in the Dark, Dr. Wily Stage 1 plays for the same reason as Plague Knight. The Spectre Knight Spirit is represented by Richter. Richter will start the battle with a Death Scythe, as Spectre Knight famously wields one as his weapon of choice. Richter has increased movement speed, a nod to Spectre's own speed in game. You battle it out on the Bridge of Eldin, meant to represent Spectre Knight's stage of the Lich Yard. Once again, Flash in the Dark, Dr. Wily Stage 1 plays. The Coldra Spirit is represented by Palutena. Coldra comes from the Cudset series, a game where, well, the best way to describe it is the fusion of Monopoly, moving around a board, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you battle people with cards. Okay, now I'm just thinking of the Monopoly man with a dual disc. Palutena was used as Coldra is a goddess, and so is Palutena. All fighters will have their magic and PSI abilities buffed, a nod to the magical cards used in game. You battle it out on Temple, as most deities will have one in games like this, as the track Cold Septic plays. I'm probably destroying the name of this game, and I'm very sorry to their fans. The Allen spirit is represented by Shulk, along with a Ridley and a King K. Rool. Allen is the protagonist of the 3DS game Cold Septic Revolt. The Ridley and King K. Rool appear to represent different monster cards that Allen will summon in the game, the Volcanic Dragon and the Werebear. Along with that, the assist trophy item will spawn to act like Allen summoning more monsters in attack mode. You battle it out on Arena Ferox, I assume to represent the different arenas in the Revolt. You must defeat Shulk to win the battle, as you can dispose of monsters in the game, but you must go for the card player for the win, as Worthy Rival Battle plays a track from the game. The Tempo Spirit is represented by Fox. Tempo is the protagonist of the 3DS game Harmonite, an auto-scrolling music tempo game. You fight it out on Pac-Land, an auto-scrolling level to go along with that theme. Fox was used as... I honestly have no clue. There are a few other better options, truthfully. Ness or Lucas, as they are kids. A male villager, maybe? So if you know, let me know in the comments below. Fox will start the battle with a baseball bat to represent Tempo's staff, which he uses to attack enemies and whack away projectiles. Fox will also have the Reflect ability, a nod to the boss battles where Tempo would have to knock back projectiles into the bosses. Fruit Baskets plays a track from Rhythm Heaven, another rhythm-based game. The Eddie Spirit is represented by Squirtle. Eddie comes from the 3DS game Fluidity Spin Cycle, a sequel to the Wii game Fluidity, but the original game didn't have a cute little water droplet mascot. Squirtle was used as he is a water-type Pokemon, which fits well. In Spin Cycle, you control Eddie using motion controls to flip him around, and that is translated here with the screen flipping from time to time. You battle it out in Hanabo, a nod to both having water to do with their games, and Electroplankton, a track that goes along with Hanabo plays. The Inju Daramishi Spirit is represented by fellow canine Duck Hunt. Inju comes from the Japanese-only 3DS game Daramishi Sports Shop. Well, sort of Japanese only, as the game did come to other regions under the name Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, but Inju was replaced with Rusty, and we'll talk about him next. In the game, you will purchase baseball-centric minigames and can haggle with him to pay less, I guess. You battle it out on Saffron City to represent the city where his shop is located, while the Beast Ball item will commonly spawn, nodding to the baseball motif. Title theme, Nintendo Badge Arcade plays, a nod to both being 3DS games that utilize the Street Pass functions. The Rusty Slugger Spirit is represented by Duck Hunt. As mentioned before, Rusty comes from this version of Durshimi Sports Shop that was released outside of Japan, Rusty's Real Deal. The games are pretty much identical to each other, other than the main character being changed for, honestly, unknown reasons. This isn't like back in Super Nintendo where they really wanted to take out any Japanese thing from any American release, so I don't know. You battle it out on Foreside to represent the town where Rusty's shop is, while the home run bat will commonly spawn, nodding the whole baseball thing. The title theme to the Nintendo Badge Arcade plays. The Arcade Bunny Spirit is represented by Isabelle in a bunny hood. Arcade Bunny comes from the Nintendo Badge Arcade 3DS game, where you can collect badges and customize your 3DS menu. Hear that, Nintendo Switch 2? Customize your menu. Sorry, that's a rant for another day. You battle it out on PictoChat, a nod to both being free apps games for the DS and 3DS. Well, in the case of Nintendo Badge Arcade, free to play. The Arcade Bunny Assist Trophy will of course spawn, and the Franklin Badge will commonly spawn to act as badges from the game. The Arcade Bunny's theme plays. The QBB Spirit is represented by a team of 4 Kirbys. This is because the game QBB comes from, Box Boy, and the Kirby series are both made by HAL Laboratories. You battle it out on Wii Fit Studio, a nod to the Box Boy games being in black and white, devoid of color, and the studio is most likely used like that as well. There'll be an item tidal wave of item boxes, a nod to the boxes used to solve puzzles in the game. Ice Cream Island plays a track from Kirby, but it works well as we've mentioned all the connections between the two games. The Henry Fleming Spirit is represented by Captain Falcon. Henry comes from, well, beyond the Red Badge of Courage, the 3DS game codenamed Steam, a turn-based strategy game where you recruited people from history like Henry Fleming, led by Abe Lincoln, where you must battle an alien invasion in an alternate timeline with steampunk. You may think I'm lying, but look this game up. I couldn't lie about this and come up with a plot like this myself. Falcon will start the battle with the Rage Blaster, which represents Fleming's own weapon, the Eagle Rifle. You fight it out in Newport City, which could represent London, the location of the first level in the game. Additionally, shooting type items will commonly spawn, as those are the weapons mostly used to thwart this alien invasion. Trouble's brewing too, a track from codename Steam Plays. The Tethu spirit is represented by Young Link. Tethu comes from the 3DS game Ever Oasis, and Young Link as the young swordsman work well, but Tethu can use wind magic. If only there was a Young Link-esque character who was known for his ability to wake wind. A wind waker, if you will. Sorry, I might be a bit too subtle here. Young Link will also start with a gust blower item to represent Tethu's wind magic. During the battle, you'll become flowery and Deku nuts will spawn, as this is a nod to Tethu being a seedling as his species, born from the Great Tree. You fight it out in Gerudo Valley to represent the desert areas in the game as struggle against Chaos Plays, a track from his game. The Esna Spirit is represented by Mewtwo. Esna is the last water spirit in Ever Oasis, and along with Tethu, she travels to help destroy the evil chaos of the world. No, not that chaos. Mewtwo was used as Mega Mewtwo Y has some similarities to Esna, and to help with that, Mewtwo's final smash meter will fill up quickly. You'll become flowery and take constant damage, again probably a nod back to Tethu and him being a seedling race. You battle it out on Mushroom Kingdom 2, representing the Oasis and water for Esna in the game. Dawn of the Desert Plays, a track from Ever Oasis. The Seth and Gloria Spirit are represented by Mii Sword Fighter with the Crom Wig and Dunban outfit to be Seth, and Zelda to be Gloria. The duo hails from Bravely Default 2. You battle it out on Delphina Pazza, a nod to the shores of Halcyonia. Sword items will commonly spawn, a nod to Seth being a freelancer job and a swordsman. Additionally, to go along with Gloria being a healer, they will heal at high damage and their melee blows will heal as well. Plant Destruction form from Wonderful 101 Plays. No idea why, but it works well enough. Elvis and Adele Spirit is represented by a male Robin as Elvis and Sheik as Adele. Is it Adele Lee? Adele is a singer. I'm overthinking. But they too are from Bravely Default 2. Elvis is a spellcaster, much like Robin, and Adele is nimble and light on her feet and a bodyguard for Elvis, so Sheik fits pretty well. The stage, the forest part of Reset Bomb Forest, and the music, Save the World Heroes, a nod to Elvis' homeworld of Wiswalk that is consumed by a forest during the events of the game. Robin will favor his Arc Fire move, a reference to Elvis' default job as a black mage which specializes in fire-based attacks. The attack and magic powers are buffed for them in this battle. And that's all the 3DS spirits, and there was a lot. The 3DS started almost as a joke with a gimmick that couldn't work, and although it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, the most important part is it was an option for most games. So if you wanted to do it, good. If you didn't want to do it, good. Most games allowed you to play how you wanted to, and that's something that Nintendo needs to continue to learn. I mean, heck, they even released a 2DS at one point. Thank you for joining me here at the Nintendo Network. What was your favorite spirit? Or what character didn't get a spirit that you think deserved one? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and join our Discord. This is the Nintendo Network, signing off.